Welcome to Stanley Parable, where I'm going to be playing through the normal game because I will have to play through the normal game, but then we get to the new stuff. Yeah, I know. I've watched people play this game for years. I've basically seen people do every ending a couple times, and yet I don't remember. I barely remember any of them, so that's always fun. So, yeah. This is a game I always want to play. I played a little bit off camera, so if the intro or the startup looks a bit weird, that's not what you get first time you start up. It just asks you for the time, really. That's it. So, you know what? Let's hop into it.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, we're in control now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This game is weird, because this is like one of the first times I've ever really experienced liminal space kind of thing, and this is kind of like, that's kind of what this is, kind of empty. You don't really hear the sounds of the environment, and that's about it. I'm trying to remember. So, I say we're going to go for the ending that has...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
I say we're going for the ending that has everything we do whatever the narrator says, so... Yeah.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, this is locked. Oh, that's weird. I've actually gone in here and it wasn't locked before. I wonder, is the bathroom locked? The bathroom's open. Okay. I remember in the original this wasn't open before. And cool, the place is haunted. Awesome. I also remember I know it's not, but I swear I've seen the boss's office or like this, like, yeah, I swear I've seen the boss's office in like this room being green before. I'm going to say that's probably one of the random occurrences that can happen because I do know there are things that do change. I think the store is locked, which is so weird because I've gone in there before and like every time I've tried that door, it's been open, which really doesn't make any sense to me.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Man, do I love Half-Life 2 textures. For a little bit of a history lesson, because I feel like a lot of people don't really know this, but original Stanley Parable, or like I didn't know this like for the longest time until I actually started researching this game a little bit.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Basically, this was a Half-Life 2 mod or something like that before it was made into the original Stanley Parable game that came out in 2011, 2013, I don't remember. But that's just a fun little fact of trivia about this game that I found pretty
Stanley
interesting.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, he does. And he's not going to jump off the map and fall to the dark abyss.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each board
I just noticed, wait, what's that one?
employee in the
Wait a minute, that one's like all like
Stanley's
fuzzy.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images
Odd.
on the screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
234. I don't think in the original that one's like that. Maybe that's something to do with something. I'm gonna look at the rest of them because I don't ever remember seeing that. That's like the first time I'm actually seeing that. 601 is fired. 104 is fired. So weird. Why like there's only like 2 people fired and then one of the cameras is like glitched out. I can't really get a good look at it, but you can definitely see it up there.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I was gonna say 20 something over here is like the receptionist. That's cool. Okay, up we go.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't
Pirate.
accept
Oh wait, I just realized that
his
pirate.
own life
Four-
in someone else's control. Never.
464?
It was unthinkable.
Man, this
Wasn't
game
it?
really hates 4s.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay, we're in the mind control.
Here
We're in
was
the
the
facility
proof,
power.
the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So I tried doing the on one. I have no clue how to do that. I'll probably do that in a future part because I do intend to do 2 parts on the base game and then the rest of the parts on the brand new stuff, which I have never seen other than that there's a bucket. And I guess you can call the secret you made to the bottom of the mind control facility ending a new ending, I guess, because technically it is. But that's really it. That's all I've seen from Stanley Parable 2. And oh yeah, there's like a thing, but I'm not going to spoil it for later. I'm pretty sure it is spoilers and like a secret ending kind of thing I've seen. There's like a screenshot of something else, but we'll get to that when we get to that, if I actually eventually do see it. So that's going to be cool. I do not remember this going this dark in the original. Okay, this is definitely new. I don't remember this happening.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Oh, I know what's happening. Never mind. I feel like I know what's happening.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge
these are
or
stairs.
even power
I thought it just
he
fell
had
off
been
the ledge.
seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
And we are free. I guess that's a good ending, I guess, technically. Okay, now let's go to the
Stanley
right
came to a set of two open doors. This was not
and kind
the
of
direct
just
way to the meeting
disobey
room,
the
and
narrator.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Now we're in the employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I can't read that. That's way too small for me. Yeah, no, I can't read that. So, I'm probably gonna blow that up for the video, but that's about it.
Really, really worth it being
Shut up,
here in a
narrator. I'm
room-
trying to read something.
A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I can't read that either. It's way too small for me.
At this
Coffee
point,
nuts.
Stanley's obsession with this room, but at last he
Okay,
had
narrator,
enough of
we're
the
leaving.
amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No. We're going in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I like the lighting in this room, how they changed the lighting and stuff. Ooh. Oh, my key card. Ah, damn it. Let me go that way.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Is this the one where we're gonna Minecraft and stuff? But I think it's not Minecraft anymore, because I think they changed it to another reference in a different game. Like a different game reference. I think that's what this ending is. I don't remember. 2-1B. Or is this the adventure line? I don't remember. This is.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, we're still not listening to you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Does it get to the point where it just takes away both doors? That's what I'm remembering.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
I knew it. I knew it was behind me.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see?
This is the Minecraft ending.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design.
So this is where it was Minecraft in the original. I don't know.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember this ending.
Stanley, take it for a spin.
I remember what this ending is.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
That door's still over there. Also, no, this game sucks now.
One? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Leaderboard. Oh, he puts a leaderboard. 2 seconds. Is this? I don't remember if this is real. I think this is probably real. Someone's probably beat this. Is it going to show me at like a bazillion or something? Stanley is online. Oh, it does show me. It's 7 hours. It took me 7 hours to play this game. I don't even have 7 hours on this game. When does I go through these doors? I don't remember. Oh, he just brings me back here. Yeah, no, I can't go back. Okay, I was just curious to see where he would bring me.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
What happens if I answer one to all of them?
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Sure, let me see it. Let me see it. It's not Minecraft, I know that.
In this game,
oh god damn, it's the baby!
Left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail.
Can I go and reach the fire?
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I hate this goddamn baby. Die.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
No, I specifically hate that baby. I'm not sitting here for 4 hours, narrator.
I'm not even
okay, I'm back.
I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
Now are we going to Minecraft?
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, it's Firewatch!
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
We're in a Firewatch tower. I don't know. I never played Firewatch.
You're meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from.
No, we're making sure the forest doesn't burn down. It's Firewatch.
Erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience
of
total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I see they kept the Minecraft door sound. Was that the Minecraft door sound? I swear. I only know there's propane in a Firewatch tower. That kind of seems ironic, but I guess it's how we power the place, but okay.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
What, we're gonna get mauled by a bear? I genuinely never
Keys.
seen anyone play.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens.
Is there water on the entire game? Yes.
Out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
I'm assuming all the references are changed to be more up to date. Because I know the original was Minecraft, and that's the only one I remember from the original game. Okay, what are we playing now, narrator? We're playing Rocket League!
Wonderful.
No!
See, this
game broke my computer! No!
Just a nice big box.
No! Don't put me here! This game broke my computer before! No! This game made my fan explode!
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Can I fall for the floor somehow in Rocket League? But no, we're playing Rocket League.
Okay, so what exactly?
Oh, actually, it literally.
Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley?
Yeah.
I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun.
It's car soccer.
We should run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes. I think surely we must. Okay.
This is like me talking about sports, though. I don't. Yeah. Is he actually giving us the ball? Oh, he did. Cool. Stanley Ball. Can I boost? I thought I could boost.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist,
no!
But if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even
what are you going to do, narrator?
Euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
No!
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Uh-oh. So I probably should give context to the Rocket League broke my computer thing. Basically, I was gonna play Rocket League with my friends, and that is the night my computer's fans just decided to break, so I blame that on Rocket League. It's completely this game's fault. I own it on Steam. They still owe me like $20 for my Batmobile.
Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What's next? Are we gonna play League of Legends now?
Comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley.
Can we play League of Stanley now?
You need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries,
no.
Video games are nothing. Yes,
okay.
That's what I am. I am structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best.
I do know best, and I am pretty inventive. Thank you, narrator. Doesn't he come running back? I feel like he does.
Decided to go up to his boss. Coming to
no, we're going downstairs.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Past the red scary lights, into the basement.
But Stanley
by
just
Stanley's car.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
And now we
left
walk.
his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why
I don't know.
Doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I've actually broken the game here
No,
once. I
Stanley
think it
said
was
to
on this
himself,
one I
this
broke
is
the game.
all too strange. This can't be real. And at last,
Damn it.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream."
I'm not trying to do this.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
No, I think he's definitely
"Suppose I'll
crazy.
wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid." So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Well,
this is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I was going to joke that he was dead. I didn't actually remember that he dies. Technically, he dies at the end of that. Oops. But that's it for this video. Part 2 coming soon, probably. Thank you for watching.